Is Kanto Muck finally worth running? No. But it's still fun. Good morning, battlers, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be showcasing Muck. You heard it right, not a Alolan Muck, but the regular old Mug that we all know and love. This Pokemon can stand its ground pretty well, but let's be honest, it just doesn't get enough spotlight because it's overshadowed by its Alolan counterpart. Ordinary Muck, compared to its brother, picks up an extra weakness other than ground. It's also going to be taking quite the hit from psychic attacks. Also, considering the meta right now and seeing all of those flying and shadow types out there, you really want to run Dark Pulse and Thunder Punch on it, which unfortunately does not get Stab, as regular Muck is only Poison type. Nonetheless, I really like this Pokemon. It's always been iconic in the main series, so I really wanted to build one, and although it didn't perform that well, and there are definitely better alternatives to run electric and dark type moves on, I did manage to do quite okay with it, and I'm going to be showcasing some of those games, so without further ado, let's get right into the battles. The first game we're going against an Azumarill, and this is just perfect. This is why we have Thunder Punch. Not only it poses a threat to the typical flyers we see like Altaria, Skarmory, maybe even Mandibuzz, but also to the water types, which are increasing every day as we see. I mean, Azumarill has always been there, but now we have Politoed as well, so we're gonna be posing a threat to those as well. They're gonna be switching into Diggersby, and we switched into our Politoed because our Politoed just deals with Diggersby so easily now. They built up enough energy, and this might be an Earthquake, but I had a hunch that they're gonna throw Fire Punch and we called it correctly, and now we have a huge advantage. We're gonna be able to get off the second Weather Ball before they can even threaten the next Earthquake, and this is gonna be doing super effective damage, almost taking the Diggersby out. And at this point they're gonna throw here, and I have a feeling since they let both Weather Balls go through, Diggersby is bound to go down, so I'm gonna shield thinking it's an Earthquake, and we do call it right, god bless, and we're gonna be all the way down farming this down. Like, we have so much energy for whatever comes in. They're probably bringing their Azumarill back, and I'm just gonna rip off a few Weather Balls, try to wither down the Azumarill. I know it's gonna deal not very effective damage, but any chip damage is welcome on the Azumarill, and we bring back in our Muck, and we're gonna start throwing these Thunder Punches. This is gonna hurt the Azumarill. If they don't shield, it's gonna take almost half their HP. They do shield, but we have another one built up, but they do manage to throw, and I'm thinking this was pretty quick. I don't think this is Hydro Pump, so I'm just gonna let it go. Ice Beam and Player of both of them, we survive. We're actually taking not very effective from Player of, so that's just perfect. Now we're gonna throw the next Thunder Punch, and let's see if they shield again. They do not. Okay, it doesn't take quite half, like as I said, it doesn't get stab on it, it's pretty weak, but they bring in the Hypno, and this is why we have Dark Pulse for all those Psychic types. That next Confusion is going to KO us, but if they don't shield this is gonna do massive damage to the Hypno. And they let it go through, and this game is pretty much secured. Both Azumarill and Hypno are in the yellow. We can't really come in with Machamp. Hypno is just gonna farm us down. They just need to shield once. So I'm just gonna bring back the Politoed, rip off these Weather Balls. They do shield the first Weather Ball. It wouldn't have KO'd. I don't think they should have, but I guess they just wanted to make absolutely sure that their Hypno gets to take out the Politoed. Maybe they'll bring back their Azumarill. They don't. So we're just gonna get to our next Weather Ball. We still have a shield, and we really need that shield since Azumarill's Play Rough is gonna easily one-shot our Machamp. So we really need to take out this Hypno now. And we managed to farm it down. That's really good because we do need a little bit of chip damage as well, because just one Rock Slide isn't going to be enough to get rid of the Azumarill. So we rip off one Weather Ball before going down. Actually, we might get to another one before... No, we're gonna switch, and that's really smart. We want to switch as soon as possible. We don't want the Azumarill to farm all the way up, which it could, since Politoed would be resisting bubbles, and we don't want it to reach 2 Play Roughs, so we immediately switched into Machamp to get to this Rock Slide, and we do get it just before the Azumarill hits the next Play Rough, and this is going to KO the Azumarill, and it's going to be a GG. In this one, we're going to be met with a Hypno straight off the bat, and we kind of want to get out of here because Confusion is going to be dealing a lot of damage. I will try to rip off one Dark Pulse before getting out of there. You never know, maybe Hypno doesn't know what moveset Muck has. Maybe they're going to think we're going to go for Acid Spray or a Sludge Wave, which would do quite a bit of damage still, so I'm not surprised they're shielding it up. We're going to immediately swap into our Politoed, hopefully ripping off a few Weather Balls before going down, trying to wither down this Hypno. We absolutely need to get it out of here. We're double weak in the back. The Hypno, both Muck and Machamp are going to be taking super effective from it. And unfortunately, if they do have Thunder Punch, we do survive one Thunder Punch, and they do have it, we will definitely not be surviving two of those. So we're going to need to shield this up and try to wither it down some more, if not actually taking it out. We will shield the second Thunder Punch and keep going straight Weather Balls. Hopefully they don't swap out, and that kind of means they're weak in the back to Politoed. I'm assuming, otherwise you would immediately swap out the Hypno, but regardless Politoed is still going to be going down because Confusion is just such a beast of a move, and Hypno especially is just such a tank of a Pokemon. It's quite incredible. It's going to be throwing energy here, and we will let it go down. We need to farm up with Muck, perhaps. I'm assuming I'm going to be coming back with Muck because it is a Muck video after all. Let's see who we choose to come back in with. We do go with the Machamp, apparently, alright. We will be able to farm it down before it gets to another move, and look at that chunk Hypno did. But they are out of shields, and they're going to be bringing in the Umbreon, which is amazing. This actually means that whatever they have in the back is also, if not more, weak to Machamp. No one would bring in an Umbreon unless whatever they had in the back is even weaker, and we did count the Snarls. It was only a foul play, so we're absolutely letting it go through. We need at least 2 Cross Chops anyway to take out this Umbreon, and since they threw... I was gonna say I should farm up a little bit, but actually 1 Cross Chop is still not going to be enough to KO the Umbreon, so it's fine. We're still gonna have like 2 Cross Chops, not Cross Chops, counters go through, and as I said, they have a Scrafty in the back, so we get another Cross Chop. This is going to be doing massive damage. The Scrafty is gonna take it into the yellow, and I believe we already have a little bit of energy built up on Muck. We had 1 infestation already. We still have a shield, but we're gonna get to this Thunder Punch. The opponent knew they need to get to 2 charge moves because we still had a shield, and this Thunder Punch is going to be taking the Scrafty out, and that's gonna be a GG. In this battle, we're going to be seeing a Machamp on the lead, and this is actually one of those matchups that turns around versus using the Alolan form, because counter will no longer be dealing neutral damage. You're actually going to be resisting it, being that pure poison type. They do bring in the Dewgong, and that's absolutely horrible for them, since we're actually going to be dealing super effective damage with the Thunder Punches. They do shield the first one, but I believe we're going to get to this Thunder Punch. Okay, they get to an Icy Wind first, and I'm thinking, should I shield? I shouldn't shield because Icy Wind is definitely not going to be taking us out. It doesn't do that much damage at all, and we're actually going to be able to get these Thunder Punches really quickly. It takes 4 infestations to get to 2 Thunder Punches and only 3 for the third one, so we're going to be ripping one of those off. They don't shield. We bring in our Machamp to start farming up. We're going to be dealing super effective damage due to Dewgong's Ice type. And I'm gonna let this go through. I knew it. They could have went for Water Pulse, but it would have just done only slightly bit more damage, so they're definitely better off going for Icy Wind in this situation. But they're only on 1 shield, and we have 2 Cross Chops built up. They're gonna be bringing... what did they bring in? They brought back an Altaria, so I was hoping we would get a shield there, but regardless we get to the Rock Slide as well, so they might be shielding, but probably not. Most people do not shield their Altaria, especially when they're full HP like this, so we're gonna be doing a huge chunk of damage to it. And at this point I believe we're gonna bring back our Muck, because Altaria absolutely walls Politoed. There's nothing we can do against it unless we have Blizzard on it, which we do, but it would take way too much time to get the Blizzard, and the Altaria would be able to wither us way down before that happens. So we're gonna be going for the Thunder Punches. They do shield, and now I do decide to bring in the Politoed because they had no more shields. I could have KO'd with Blizzard, and I am gonna have to shield this. I believe Politoed has to take down both Pokemon, because if Altaria farms down Politoed, we're in a really bad spot, and Weather Ball is gonna do absolutely zero damage to Altaria. So I'm gonna actually go for Blizzard, because we need to get this Machamp out of the way. We still need that one shield to shield up the Sky Attack from Altaria. It's gonna just barely KO the Machamp, and we need to get to this second Blizzard. They're gonna get the Sky Attack. We're definitely gonna shield this because we absolutely need to get to that Blizzard, and this is gonna be a race between Blizzard and their Sky Attack. Can we get the Blizzard before they do? And we just barely managed to get it. I'm pretty sure the Altaria just barely reached Sky Attack as well, but we do manage to get the Blizzard, and this is gonna be enough to kill 4 Altarias at the same time, since it takes double, not even double, 4 times effective damage from Ice types moves, so that's gonna be a GG. In this battle we're gonna be going against the Melmetal lead, which is absolutely terrible for us, since they are gonna be resisting our basic attacks and Thunder Punch, but they actually take neutral from Dark Pulse. But we decide to just build up all the energy in the world and let them throw first. They do have the superpower, which we do resist, but it would debuff them. And lo and behold, they actually go for superpower. They did build up back-to-back superpowers, so we already know they're gonna rip off both of them and then try to bail. But we actually pressed the Thunder Punch, which is quite good. This might threaten a shield from the opponent, because if it was Dark Pulse, it would be dealing a lot of damage, especially considering the Melmetal double debuffed itself, so they're absolutely gonna be shielding up the Thunder Punch, so our bait was successful. They do bring in a Toxicroak, and we decide to go for another Thunder Punch, because what better answer do we have? Politoed could deal with the Toxicroak, but this might actually threaten the Toxicroak, and it does do quite a chunk. We're gonna go for the third one. Why even hold back? All of the Thunder Punches in the world are gonna be laid off on this Toxicroak, and they're gonna be threatened to shield sooner than later, but they are down one shield already. So now we decide to bring in the Politoed. We can take a Mud Bomb, we can take a Sludge Bomb, it doesn't matter. Let's see what they're going for. We're definitely no shielding this one, and they go for the Mud Bomb bait, which is just absolutely beautiful. Good thing we didn't shield, and at this point I believe I can just farm down, and we managed to do it just before the Toxicroak reaches a move, which is just amazing. They do bring in the Pelipper, and I'm just gonna go straight Blizzard, because many people think you run Earthquake on Politoed. Will they shield though? They do not shield. It connects, and this game just feels like it's in the bag at this point. We're gonna be able to reach some classic lag, makes us not be able to reach the Weather Ball. I wanted to say, boy do we love seeing that, so I'm just gonna shield up, and I believe I can get to 2 Weather Balls before Pelipper gets the second move, so this might actually threaten their last shield. Will they shield? They do shield up the Weather Ball. It wouldn't have done much damage, but do we get to another Weather Ball? We absolutely do. That next wing attack is gonna be taking us out, but if we take down the Pelipper with this Weather Ball, it's not gonna connect. And it just barely KOs it, and we immediately switch into Machamp. We know they had the Melmetal in the back, and this game is already over, and the opponent knows it. And I think we're just gonna shield it. No reason to flex, no reason to be rude. They're gonna go for Rock Slide, which we would have survived anyway. Both the Superpower and Rock Slide we would have been able to survive those, but this Cross Chop is absolutely going to be taking down the Melmetal, and that's gonna be a GG. In our last game, we're going to be met with a Bastiodon, absolutely terrible lead, but to be fair, they're not gonna be threatening us way too much, but those rock throws do add up. Now we could hit the Thunder Punch, it would do neutral, but we're better off just switching into our Politoed, seeing what they have, and it is the Grass Hole team. Unfortunately, we're gonna be going Weather Balls, it's still gonna chip away, but I don't believe they're gonna shield this, they don't really have to. Yeah, they have a Meganium with Earthquake and Frenzy Plant probably. All we can do is threaten the Blizzard, but honestly at this point, I believe I'm just gonna let the Politoed go. And no, I don't. I do want to threaten the Blizzard, and I was thinking, you know what? They're expecting me to bait, maybe, probably, possibly, but I am gonna go straight Blizzard. What if they let it go through? That would absolutely turn the match way around. But they do call it, and that's pretty much over for my team. There's not much I can do to this Meganium. I can come back in with the Kanto Muck and do super effective damage with Infestation and perhaps land the Dark Pulse, but this Meganium has a lot of energy built up. I want to build up to 2 Dark Pulses and then let it rip. This still isn't gonna be enough to KO the Meganium, unfortunately, so I don't think they're gonna shield it. They don't. They could have gotten hit by a Sludge Wave. This is one of those moments. Sludge Wave would have been better, but unfortunately we chose not to have it, and Thunder Punch isn't enough to take it out either. At this point I'm just gonna eat a Frenzy Plant or an Earthquake, but I believe they go Earthquake. They do take us out easily, no problem, and all we have left is a Machamp, equal shields. We do counter the Bastiodon, so it all comes down to what they have in the back. And what's it gonna be? They have a Deoxys, so that's absolutely horrible. We do resist the Rock Slides, but we don't resist Thunderbolt or Psycho Boost, and even those counters are quite adding up, so all they have to do is build up to 2 charge moves and they win. They don't even shield the Rock Slide, and at this point I just know it's over. There's nothing we can do, unfortunately. So guys, as you saw, Kanto Muck does go pretty neutral with almost everything it goes against, but it just barely lacks that tiny bit of damage to actually make it worth running. So if you want to spice up your team, or if you're just in general a fan of Kanto Muck, it is definitely usable, but unfortunately, all I can say is that this Pokemon is average at best, and you're probably better off running Alolan Muck for that stab damage. That definitely can make a difference. Nonetheless, I did manage to go positive on most sets, but ultimately, you can go positive with way less effort using other better typed Pokemon. Not to take away from Muck, I believe it's an awesome Pokemon. It is an iconic one and I definitely love its design, and maybe in the future it's gonna get a Community Day move or something like Acid Punch to make it viable. But until then, you'll just have to make do with what it has. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and a comment and tell me what your thoughts are on Muck and what its Community Day move should be. Have an awesome rest of the day, and I'll see you on the next video.